let's talk about football on Thomas the Pundit. Here I have three gentlemen, Regional, aka Potential.
Viewers, you're welcome to another bumper edition of this program, Thomas the Pundit.
And Greg.
Yeah, welcome viewers to your highly anticipated football show.
Chiweze.
Yes, this is another edition of Thomas the Pundit. We'll be well entertained today.
So thank you guys. Here I have two rugged Arsenal fans, Greg and Chibu. And Potential will be alone today. Chelsea fan. But let's talk about, let's start this way. Let's talk about Manchester United. My own club. I'm a fan of Man United. But all is not well. Manchester United is sick. In fact, they are suffering from chronic disease. Let me start Potential. Original. Let me start with you. What do you think is wrong with powerful Manchester United?
Almighty Manchester United. Well, you know, for me, I have a different opinion about what is going on in Arsenal, in Manchester United anyway. You know, this is like a team that is going through another stage in the league. So Manchester United just got a new coach in Ruben Amorim, who is someone that I have confidence. I still have confidence that Amorim is going to do well. But the bunch of players he met in Manchester United have a different mindset from what he expected. That's what I think anyway. So I think the first thing is that they need to change the mindset of these players. That's number one. Then there are places where you need to get in new players to come in before you can start considering the coach's ideology being passed into that team and then expect performance like Manchester United has always done. So my point is that I am not expecting anything different from what is happening, because that is given, that is expected. But you don't take away something from Manchester United, because that spirit of Manchester United, glory and everything is still there. So for the few players there that have that value, you don't rule out everything. They can still come back to do something. But for Manchester United to come back to where they used to be, I think the first thing, we're going to see the end of this league. We're going to see players going out, other ones coming in, then before you talk about expectations. So the expectations for now is good, and I'm not surprised about what is happening, though they can do better. So that's my thinking for now about Manchester United.
So Greg, I'm coming to you. Before now, the new coach, the former Manchester United coach, was sacked because of poor performance. And United got another manager in Ruben Amorim. Amorim is known for playing 3-5, whatever, 3-5, to just playing 3 at the back. So whatever happens from the midfield to attack, whatever happens, 3-5 to whatever formation. But the problem is the crop of players he met at Manchester United are yet to adapt. And we'll have some pundits that are telling this man, change your pattern, change your formation. Then maybe, like Richard said, towards the end of the season, you can now get the players you want, mix them up with what you got, and progress. So what's your thoughts on this? Do you think that Amorim should continue with what he's doing? Okay. And remember the present position of Manchester United. 15th of
So Amorim took Manchester United from 13th position when he met them to 15th. He met Manchester United at 13th. Amorim has played 14 games, won only 4, drew 2, and lost 8.
Interesting.
Amorim, he has the lowest win percentage for all Manchester United coaches. 29%.
Are you considering?
Not even average. And now when you look at it, there is no, a bad workman will always blame it too. Exactly. David Moyes, former Manchester United coach, he went back to Everton. Have you seen Everton last 4 games?
Of course.
Have you seen where he has taken Everton from the relegation to even be ahead of Manchester United?
Of course.
Did he blame anybody? Did he buy a new player?
Well, Amorim is body language is I don't have all the way with, I don't have the enablement.
He cannot say that. He cannot say, you can only blame he cannot say that he let Anthony go, he let Rashford go, He's letting those players.
McTominay,
you saw what the McTominay is doing in the Italian league.
Exactly.
You can only. I think Manchester United made a mistake by employing Amorim, because I don't think he's the right man for that position. Because you can keep saying, "No, he has the quality of players in Manchester United." Can you compare them to Everton? Can you compare them to Wolves, Crystal Palace?
But when you look at
You
the
cannot compare
trajectory, when you look at the trajectory, when what's his name? When Ten Hag was hired, Ten Hag did very well from Ajax, and based on that, United used his performance when they looked at his profile, hired him, and the same thing on Amorim. Ten Hag came, he couldn't do much, and he was fired. Though he won trophies more than Arsenal.
Yeah. so yeah, you know about that now.
Trophy.
Oh yeah.
Now, where I'm going is this. Amorim, just like Reg said, is not a bad coach. It's just that he has his own style of play, and that is what he wants to adopt.
Okay, I'll give you
So it is not. I don't think it is a mistake. It's not a mistake for United to hire
Go for him.
Okay, no, see,
Going by his antecedents.
There are some offers that might be so tempting, but they might ruin your career. A typical example, Gary Neville went to Valencia, and that was what ruined his coaching career.
No, are you saying you can't turn things around when things are not working?
Hold on.
Or is my that no coach can turn things around?
Exactly.
No. So what I'm saying is this. You know,
what is the way out from this juncture now to the end of the season? What do you think Amorim should be doing?
Okay, so from now on, he needs to inspire that winning mentality in his players. Okay. And if he's trying a 3-5-2 formation and it's not working, you can tweak it.
Exactly.
You can tweak it. He shouldn't be.
Let me tell you something from there.
Okay.
Yesterday's game, Chibes, I'm coming to you. Yes, Man United is faced with some injury issues. Some of the key players just like every other team. It's not an excuse.
No, it's not just that Arsenal is not coming into that position. Maybe I think it was in the nearest 1 week. I have your two strikers coming into that injury issue.
A lot of them.
So Man U has a lot of players
exactly
that are injured.
Let me take it from the Reg.
You can't take away that this man inherited a team that has a lot of injuries.
Exactly.
Okay. Let me because I want to dispute facts. Now, when you look at the ranking of teams that have been heavily affected by injuries, Arsenal had 18 players on injury.
More than
Manchester United is even 5th.
More than Tottenham Hotspur.
Yes.
I think Tottenham has the highest.
No. When you look at
So
now,
what check?
I'm
So
speaking
what we
facts.
also fact check?
What they
What's
do?
the fact check?
Okay.
Is how many of the first team players?
Exactly.
No.
Arsenal is not Saka. Arsenal is
So
not
how
Saka.
many of your first team players? How many of your starting
I
lineup
have us
are injured?
recently.
No. It's the ranking.
Okay.
It is not at the moment. The ranking based on maybe your total number of players is 24. How many of them have been injured for this season? So that is why I'm not looking at the moment, because if you look at the moment, the first 3 attackers Arsenal have, their first set of strikers, they're already out. Gabriel Jesus, Kai Havertz, Martinelli, and Saka. Ben White. So they
This is not about
Arsenal has been.
Greg, hold your thoughts. We're not talking about Arsenal.
Yes.
Calm down. Chibes.
But what I'm saying is that the reason for
saying.
Amorim's lack of performance could not be attributed to injuries.
Okay.
You cannot. Even before Martinez had his injury, where was Man U?
I agree with you. Chibes, yesterday, Amorim went to Manchester United, played at Tottenham Hotspur, and from the look of things, it seems that Amorim doesn't believe in young lads. Yesterday had predominantly players under 20 on his bench, but he couldn't use any of them. He only Chidobe Martins came in just 91st minute, which is unacceptable. The other manager that left encouraged young players. He was able to raise Kobe and Kanacho. So
Ahmad.
yesterday it seemed that Amorim is stubborn. He doesn't believe in young lads. So what's your take?
I tell you what is happening in Manchester United today is beyond the manager.
Okay.
If you allow me to speak. Because if you take a retrospective study of what has been happening in Manchester United in the past, you find it that there are many indisciplined players that are in that club. Young, indisciplined players that have decided to throw the manager into confusion.
And when picked?
Starting from the likes of Greenwood, Sancho, Rashford, many of them. The most annoying thing is that the ones that are dedicated to play have been sold out. The likes of McTominay and Co.
Exactly, I agree with you.
Now, you talk about yesterday. Amwell keep on running to see if he can get a better result. But it's too late to cry when the head is off. You can't just bring in a young player that has not been tested to come and play Tottenham. That have not been tested to come and play Tottenham. When you have the players that have the experience, that can play, let them start up the game first. Then thereafter you can introduce the young lads. You understand? What Arnold is trying to do is just trying to keep Man U together so that Man U won't fall below 10 at the end of the season.
But it's not forthcoming.
Now, look at the issue. Look at the issue. The young players that are there cannot be automatically thrown in. There is much of how do I call it, recovery, confidence you need to gain from the first team players before you start introducing the young lads. You understand? Which is not forthcoming. So what we need now in Manchester United is let him decide the experienced players he wants to be using, not total category. The other day he played Ahmad in forefront and all. I don't understand. You understand? Allow these people to play in their position.
Yes.
Inject that confidence in them. Thereafter you can see the best way to introduce young lad is not when you are losing, it's when you are winning. The best way to introduce young lad is not when you are losing, it's when you are winning.
Yes.
If you are winning a goal, 2 goals ahead, okay, you come one more. You see the confidence. So that is just it. There is total confusion in Manchester United. That is all I have to say.
So, Reg, I want to come to you. It seems that some pundits are
is to still have that confidence. I don't know why in this Amorim, who was reputed over his performance. You know, Greg here, we forget about Banks. I'm a Chelsea fan. Yes, of course, I'm more concerned about the activities of what is happening in Chelsea. But you cannot take away what this young lad was doing in Sporting before he was reputed to Manchester. That is number one. He did it. You know, when you said somebody like what's his name that went to Valencia, I don't know, he was a pundit trying to
so
there's no way he can perform. So, but this is a man that has that performance trajectory. He has done well. Now he's in Manchester United. I think what we'll have to do, even when you talk about 14 matches that he has lost many of them, how many matches did Pep Guardiola, who has played in EPL over years, how many has he lost? And today he's back. So you can't take away these injury concerns where players like Martinez were injured, Casemiro were injured, he's back. Mason Mount was injured, and the rest Luke Shaw. I think Ahmad has also gone to
yes.
So this is what is happening. Then you cannot take away that 80% of the players in Manchester United does not have the commitment of the buy or the buying of this coach. So those are things you will also change by June, and you'll be sure that this man will come to be very competitive.
I think I agree with you. I agree with you. Greg, I don't want you to comment about Manchester. No.
I want you to final word. I want my final word.
Second fiddle.
Exactly.
Let's talk about the two of them. Let's talk about
and we will not finish Manchester.
No.
I want my final word.
No, let's switch to Champions League. We saw the midweek game between. We are going to talk about Real Madrid and Manchester City. Yes, it's the star match, and we all saw what happened during the first leg. And the big one is coming on Wednesday at Bernabeu. And of course, we saw what Manchester City did over the weekend. They crushed Newcastle. And I also saw sensational Omar Mamouche.
He did
got in a hat trick. So, brothers, what do you think will happen in Bernabeu? Greg, I want to start with you this time around. Do you see City coming stronger to turn the results to their own favor?
Is it the position, the table?
Okay.
So, table now to
okay, talking about the Champions League.
Champions League. So for the encounter between Real Madrid and Man City is always a final before the final. They've never really played the Champions
This one is
League.
going pretty.
But for the past 4 years, you can always see
Quarter-final,
semi-final, and it's always a match every football lover looks up to. And now when you look at it, yeah, Man City at home front, they've been having a thundering outing or performance for the past few months. You know, they've not been at their best, and when you also compare it to Real Madrid, fine, they are on top of La Liga, but there's something Real Madrid always brings to the table. Whenever it's Champions League, there is that belief every young person wearing that white Real Madrid jersey always have that this is the team that won over. In fact, the moment they won the La Decima, it seems as if they are now the king of Europe.
So what are you saying?
Now, for that match, I'm looking at now when you analyze it and put it pari passu with the performance of Real Madrid of Man City over the weekend, seeing the bold statement they were able to make in their encounter against Newcastle, with Omar Mamouche scoring a hat-trick and the Man City completely decimating Newcastle. I think it's a match to look out for. And I think Man City, they will play with their pride. They will play with everything they have to ensure that at least they get a good result at Bernabeu. But do not forget, that match will be won from the midfield.
Hold their thoughts. Hold their thoughts. Reg, I want to bring you in. The first leg, we saw a situation whereby Pep started with Bernardo Silva. What's the other Belgian guy? Kevin De Bruyne. And also in the defense, we saw Ake and Akanji and John Stones. He played John Stones as a number 6. But against Newcastle, we saw a different pattern of game. We saw a different setting from Pep. This guy, Nico Gonzalez, was his number 6 that very day. And they played differently, completely differently from the way they played against Real Madrid.
Did he start Real Madrid or he was?
You mean
Nico?
No. He didn't play. He didn't play. There was Omar Mamouche against Real Madrid. Came in towards the end of the game. So, from these two things I mentioned, now, do you think Guardiola should continue with what he did against Newcastle? Start with the same crop of players, the same first 11?
Well, I cannot take it away from what people state that when you see Pep losing any competitive game, you cannot take it. You can always narrow it down to either the pattern or the selection of players.
Exactly.
Most times when he lose this kind of competitive game, he did. It happened. People, or rather, the analysis was the same way when he played Chelsea in the final.
Yes.
In the subsequent one, the game against Real Madrid, it was also the same thing. So Pep can always come up with these test running ideas. These are
in big games, so
in big games that may not always favor. But what you will not also take away from him is that he understands what he is going for.
Exactly.
And he doesn't take any game as a joke. So in fact, I want to totally align with what Greg said here about that second leg. That second leg, Real Madrid, I give it to them. In fact, after watching that first leg, I insisted that if you are going to win Real Madrid in any Champions League game, in fact, you have to sweat out your blood for it. But Pep is someone I can never write out in any game. So what happened over the weekend was a clear testament that. But you may be surprised that within the week by Wednesday, I think the game is on Wednesday.
On Wednesday.
You may not see the same crop of players that use this Saturday.
Against Man City.
Yes, but the worst part of it for me is the changes. Because bringing it a little boy, what's his name? Lewis is something I did not envisage for that kind of Real Madrid attack, where you have the likes of
Vinicius will be surrounded for
and
that.
all of them. So it is not what I expected. He is very promising young lad who can do a but the game deserves high level of understanding from the players. So I think that is where he got his changes wrong, that caused what happened in the 9 minutes of the game. So it is a game you cannot put your money on any of them because anything can happen. And you can't even put your bet on Pep retaining the crop of players he used over the weekend because he has the tactics, he wants to use it. But I think the game is going to be mouth-watering. Any team, either team can qualify as it stands now. So that's my position.
So Chief, I'm coming to you now. If you haven't advised Pep now, we saw what happened against Newcastle. He used Haaland, Mamouche, Sivinho up front. Then Real Madrid, of course, we know Alaba is not there. Rudiger is not there, and Eder Militao will also be missing. So, if you have to advise Pep, what are you going to tell? Yes, what will you tell Pep to start with this? Just like Red said, to start with the same crop of attackers, and also in the midfield, we saw what Nico Gonzalez did against City. He did very well. So I wouldn't see a situation whereby Pep will resort back to Bernardo Silva and what's his name? Kevin De Bruyne and the former Everton defender John Stones playing that holding role in the midfield. So what will you be telling Pep in order to see that? Okay, let me even put it there. Do you even want Pep to progress or eliminated?
So that is owing to the fact that we are going to play any Arsenal might meet any of the team.
The issue, no, Arsenal meeting any of the team is not a big problem for Arsenal. It's one thing at a time. So, but my concern is this: who besides Pep should he fail to use Mamouche and Savinho?
Yeah.
Both operating from different flanks. Why Haaland dropping a bit to enable Mamouche enter from central and strike? Because the most important thing is this: from defense, Madrid is totally deflated.
Yes.
You understand?
Yeah.
In midfield, Madrid is halfway deflated as well. Because those that are playing in midfield, Chamberlain is supposed to be playing for the midfield, but because of the problem of defense, the guy has been deployed to defend.
So some of the defenders will be back.
Yes.
Alaba is back already.
Even if Alaba comes back, you understand, this is a match that you can't just throw in anybody. You understand? They say a heady dog is better than a sick lion. No matter how strong Alaba is, for the fact that he's just coming back from injury, he has to be tested in other matches before he can be thrown in here. Unless he's totally short of players. Now, if Pep paid deaf ear again and refused to use that Mamouche and Savinho, because those young lads are very brilliant. Very, very brilliant. Because in as much as Vinicius and Rodrigo Mbappe will be operating in the front, these people will terrorize Madrid defense. The defense that cannot hold water, they can't hold it. They can't hold it. You understand? So only thing that will save Madrid that day is for total return of those three in the front to help guard their defense. Otherwise, these two boys coming from flanks will deal with Madrid defense. So he shouldn't put in. I don't want to see Bernardo Silva playing from flanks. From flank. I don't want to see Foden playing from flanks. You understand? Those guys are tired. They are totally tired. So they can come in as a sub. Whatever thing Pep wants to do, let him bring in those fresh young lads. The defender, the young.
Even Doku is bad. Doku played against.
Yes, I even prefer Doku. To that Bernardo Silva and this person and Foden. You understand? So if if they want to stretch the game to extra time,
Which
they
is
should be
possible.
conscious of the kind of selection
Which is possible.
we
Which
make.
is possible.
Yes.
Okay, let's go to prediction. Right, I'm starting with you. What do you think will be the outcome?
Real
Prediction.
Madrid versus
Manchester City.
Manchester City.
Who?
I'll go for 2-2.
Greg?
Final score 2-2.
Yeah, final score, I'll go for 2-1 in favor of Real Madrid.
Chief.
1-1.
Okay, I think on this note, we'll draw the curtain of this very entertaining football show. So as always, promise we are going to be back. It's not going to be business as usual, guys. Where we
Sure, we're back again. We're
and
back
disappear and come back.
We're back again.
Of course, we're back. So see you soon. Thank you for watching.
Thank you.
Thank you.